All right, everybody, good evening and welcome to Bulldog Park. How we doing out there, folks? Listen, we're coming out of a pandemic. We're outside, no mask. How are we doing, Crown Point? Fantastic. My name is David Uran. I'm the Mayor of the City, Crown Point, and welcome to the State of the City for 2021. It's been a couple years since we've done this for other reasons than out of our control, but tonight, I want to introduce a very good friend of mine. He's also the clerk treasurer for the city Crown Point, and he's going to be your official MC for this tonight's evening. You might have known him as Sergeant Benson, the dare officer for the city Crown Point, but you'll now know him as the clerk treasurer for the city Crown Point. He signs all those checks. We got vendors out here in the city Crown Point doing business. He's the one that sends you those checks, and that's the last name at the bottom of that check. So let's put your hands together for Dave Benson, our clerk treasurer, our MC for tonight's event.
Thank you, Mayor. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for coming to our State of the City event tonight. I'd like to begin tonight's program with recognizing 2 Crown Point High School students for their many hours of community service from the past school year. Each student will receive a $500 monetary gift on behalf of the City of Crown Point that's also partnered up with the Crown Point Community Foundation. I'd like to call up for this presentation the CEO of the Community Foundation, Mary Nielsen, and also representing the Crown Point School Corporation to assist Assistant Principal Mike Depka from the high school, Director of Secondary Education, Mark Gianfermi, and also Registrar from the high school, Cheryl Sikora. Please come on up. Okay, if I may ask, please give your attention to the video board.
Azam Atif. Azam spent a lot of time his first 2 years of high school volunteering in hospitals. He helped transport patients from different wings at St. Mary's Medical Center. Azam also tutors his peers and worked heavily with the student council his junior and senior years. Azam has over 600 community service hours. He is attending IU Bloomington and studying biochemistry this fall.
Let's put our hands together for Azam Atif. All right, thank you. Okay, if we can give our attention to the video board again.
Francesca Hernandez. As a young child, Francesca remembers a year when her mom forewarned her that there might not be any Christmas presents. By some Christmas miracle, they were blessed by generous people and had so many gifts. This gave her the idea that she wanted to help others in need. By helping others, she's reminded of the wonderful feeling she had many years ago when others were so kind. She has many giving people in her life, such as Pam Gorski and her mom, Rose Hernandez. Francesca has over 1,400 community service hours providing care to families in need. Francesca is attending Purdue University Northwest and studying accounting this fall.
One more round of applause. Thank you, Francesca. Congratulations. Okay, the next part of our program, moving on, is we're going to recognize some businesses for their longevity.
Pete & Sons Auto Repair was established by Pete Sr., Pete Jr., and Joe Bruckman in March 1985. In June of 2005, they moved to their current location at 1001 Bruckman Drive. In May of 2014, Zach Bruckman joined as the 4th generation to carry on the family business. Pete & Sons is a family-owned and operated, full-service and preventative maintenance automotive repair center. They perform high-quality, guaranteed service you can trust at a fair price. They repair domestic and foreign vehicles and are the best choice for car, SUV, truck, and fleet vehicles. Pete & Sons thanks their employees and their families as they could not be successful without their hard work and support.
Pete & Sons, congratulations, sir, 35 years. Okay, next is going to be NWI Print Pro for also 35 years of service.
In 1985, Dart and Sandra Kodiker started a printing business as Quick Copy Printing. They located the shop in the Jewel Plaza on Main Street in 1,000 square feet with 4 employees. Dart and Sandra retired in 2007. Under the continued leadership of co-owners Tim Kodiker and Phil Rushak, Quick Copy transitioned to NWI Print Pro and has grown into a full-service commercial print and sign company operating in 12,000 square feet with 18 employees. Currently, they can handle everything from business cards to full vehicle wraps, all done at the Crown Point location in the Jewel Plaza. By continuing to invest into technology and people, Tim and Phil believe Print Pro is up to the challenge of today's ever-changing print market.
Okay, let's give Print Pro a round of applause. 35 years. Okay, next is going to be Ozinga Ready Mix for 35 years of service to our community.
The mid-'80s was a period of growth for Crown Point. City officials wanted to extend Summit Street east to Broadway, and to do so, they were encouraging industrial development along East Summit Street. Locating an Ozinga plant there made it possible to successfully lobby for the funds to extend Summit Street to Broadway. 35 years later, the plant is thriving and improving while Ozinga continues to implement industry innovations. In the last 2 years, they have implemented in-plant and yard improvements which include a wash water system that keeps gray water off the ground and recycles back into fresh concrete. The plant has been one of Ozinga, Indiana's top producers and typically employs 15 to 20 people. Ozinga is a fourth-generation family-owned company whose purpose is to make a positive impact on individuals, their families, and the community for generations, as we are especially proud to be part of the Crown Point community.
Okay, 35 years Ozinga, congratulations. All right, congratulations. Okay, next is the Wittenberg Village, 43 years of business service in our community. Wittenberg Village, 43 years.
Wittenberg Village is a life plan community located on 47 beautiful acres in residential Crown Point and includes independent living villas and spacious apartment homes on the same thoughtfully planned campus as assisted living, short-term rehabilitation, memory care, and residential healthcare options. Wittenberg Village has been a part of the Crown Point community for more than 40 years and has served more than 5,000 residents in its healthcare facility during that time. They are a part of the faith-based organization Lutheran Life Communities and are open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
All right, Wittenberg Village, 43 years. Thank you. And congratulations. Okay, next is J&J Remodeling for 50 years of business in our community.
J&J Remodeling was started in 1969 as a family-owned and operated business in Crown Point. Over the past 50 years, J&J Remodeling has provided services all over Northwest Indiana and has remodeled over 16,000 homes. The owners, Tom and Mike Finnerty, and their employees look forward to serving Northwest Indiana for many more years to come and are excited for the third generation to join the company and carry on the family legacy.
Okay, J&J. The next award is going to be for a century, 100 years. Sons, 100 years.
Edward Rose & Sons celebrates their centennial anniversary as a privately held real estate development and management company. Founded in 1921, the company has developed more than 87,000 dwelling units, shifting focus from single-family homes to multifamily and senior care communities, with over 68,000 units built across 15 states. In 1996, Mallard Bay began development of 246 apartment homes that are still owned and managed by Edward Rose & Sons today. This community has been the home of choice through serving thousands of Crown Point residents over the last 25 years. Congratulations to Edward Rose & Sons on your 100th anniversary.
At this time, Mayor Uran would like to read a proclamation for Edward Jones and Sons for 100 years, a century of business here in our state of Indiana. Mayor?
Thank you, Dave Benson. On behalf of the city of Crown Point, celebrating the appreciation of apartment residents at the Mallard Bay Apartments for the Edward Rose and Sons 100th anniversary. In commemoration of the 100-year anniversary of Edward Rose and Sons, Mallard Bay Apartments, developed in 1996, we celebrate the company's commitment to providing quality housing, excellent service, and outstanding amenities to enrich the lives of apartment residents in the great city of Crown Point. Edward Rose and Sons celebrates their centennial anniversary as a privately held real estate development management company. Founded in 1921, the company has developed more than 87,000 dwelling units, shifting focus from single-family homes to multifamily and senior care communities in over 68,000 units built in 15 states. The company's philosophy is very simple: develop and build quality, thoughtful design apartment homes that are vested in the local community while maintaining ownership and management. Edward Rose and Sons is dedicated to long-term success of every community, serving its residents in Crown Point and throughout the nation. The company retains a long-term ownership of its communities, investment in their site selection, craftsmanship, amenities, landscape design to provide lasting quality to better serve community and each apartment resident. Edward Rose and Sons celebrates the positive economic impact that the quality long-term apartment housing has added to local municipalities. In 1996, Mallard Bay began developing 246 apartment homes that are still owned and managed by Edward Rose and Sons today. This community has been the home of choice through serving thousands of residents here in Crown Point throughout the years and across all walks of life. Therefore, as the mayor of the city of Crown Point, who hereby extends sincere congratulations to Edward Rose and Sons, urging all citizens to join me here tonight in an expression of appreciation, extending best wishes upon the occasion of this 100th anniversary to the entire family and staff for their dedication and the welfare of this community. Let's put our hands together again for 100 years of ownership and operation throughout the state of Indiana and 25 years in Crown Point.
Okay, we're now going to move our program on to the next part, and that's going to be recognizing the redevelopment project of the year. If we could watch our video board.
We decided to build Kitty Academy of Crown Point because of the excellent education system here in Crown Point. Also, as residents of Crown Point, we felt as working parents that we were not satisfied with the quality of child care that was available in this area. So we felt like we wanted to bring a brand with a strong educational component to Crown Point to better serve the families and the community. When we saw this building on the corner lot, it seemed like it was going to be a challenge, and it ultimately ended up being a greater challenge than we anticipated, but we still felt like the location was hard to beat, and we still felt like there was value in this existing building. The city and the city staff were excellent to work with. We had a great interaction, we had a great rapport. We found that the city was very supportive of our project and willing to work with us wherever they could in order to make this project possible. Our facility can accommodate up to 193 children. As we ramp up, we'll hire and bring on board 35 to 40 staff members and teachers.
The staff goes through a pretty thorough background check actually. So through licensing and through Kitty Academy, they do have to have a fingerprint done for a criminal background check. We have a TB physical and drug screening done. We also do random drug screening and alcohol testing. We do ages 6 weeks all the way through the age of 12. Our 6 weeks through 5-year-old program is to get them ready for the life essentials through kindergarten and beyond. And then we have a summer camp program for ages 5 through 12. Any of the kids that have finished kindergarten, and then we have before and after school program as well.
Our facility is an educational child care center with a very strong curriculum that's nationally accredited. We have a education team in Maryland that creates the curriculum and updates the curriculum as the standards are updated. The curriculum itself is what really sets us apart, as well as the excellent care that the children receive.
This next presentation is something that the city of Crown Point is very indebted to the South Shore Visitors Convention Authority under the leadership of Spiro and his team. They're here tonight to continue to promote tourism, not only in the region, but especially here in the city of Crown Point. And he's going to present the city of Crown Point with a $20,000 check to be able to continue to provide things that you see here at Bulldog Park, concert series and things like that, that continue to not only showcase for our residents, but to bring people to Crown Point that visit from all over the Midwest to enjoy this amenity here. So at this time, I'm going to give a few minutes here for Spiro to kind of talk a little bit about the partnership the city of Crown Point has with the CBA, and then obviously present this check to our clerk treasurer so we get a deposit quickly and start spending it. So, Spiro?
Really wasn't aware I was going to be making any comments. I would just like to thank the city of Crown Point under Dave Uran's leadership, like many of the other mayors and one in this room. And Dave, I'm here to talk about how great our relationship with Crown Point is, because every time that we can do an amateur sporting event, every time we can try to put something together, Dave is literally one of the first guys here. And I have to, and I hope you'll forgive me if I do, point out that we just booked a 38-team Division II collegiate volleyball tournament in Hammond, and that broke in today's paper as well. So the work that we do in every city, in Crown Point and Hammond and Hobart, is important to growing our economy. We are a billion-dollar industry employing tens of thousands of people, and we got hit hard in the last year. And with all of your help, support of restaurants, support of attractions, and working together to create facilities from north to south to bring sporting events to the region and other attractions, we're going to do well. So I hope you didn't mind the 30-second shout out to Mayor Tom, but thank you for everything you do for us, Dave, and you're a real friend. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to continue the program, and the State of the City is typically about looking into the future, talking about the previous years and what we have to look forward. But before I do that, let's go ahead again, put our hands together again for our clerk treasurer, Dave Benson, coming up here in a prompt moment to go ahead and do our MC for us. He does a great job. I also want to recognize all the food vendors that are behind you that provided us the excellent meal here tonight. Pappas, Provencio, Chris is in the audience here as well. Tavern on Main with Rand and John. Sip Coffee, a house with Ron and her team with a variety of desserts. Prime Steakhouse with the sushi, beef, and chicken kebabs. True Barbecue with the pulled pork sliders and chips. And Square Roots with the spinach artichoke dip, pita chips, buffalo, and barbecue wings. Let's go ahead and put our hands together with an amazing menu they put together tonight for you guys here tonight. As the networking time went on here, you saw behind me in the screen a lot of our sponsors, from our platinum to gold, silver, and bronze. Thank you for your participation. You're always supporting our events here in City Crown Point. And if you saw those names up there and you have an opportunity to network with those groups and expand your own business format, we encourage you guys to do that. But let's put our hands together for our contributing sponsors here for tonight. Before we get into this actual state of the city here tonight, we're going to go ahead and see just a small preview of one of our largest ever in the City of Crown Point investments from any private side coming to the City of Crown Point. It's a $250 million plus project, which is going to spark many other opportunities on that campus by the Franciscan Health Hospital and their team. We want to kind of just give you a little bit of what's going on out there so you can see where it's at. And we look forward to 2024 of that grand opening ribbon cutting. So that being said, you're getting something here that nobody else is seeing except the team themselves and some of our staff members with a tour this past week. So enjoy this opportunity to see what's happening at I-65 and 231.
Franciscan Health Crown Point Hospital will be the center point of a new campus located on the southeast corner of Interstate 65 and US 231. The $500 million investment will consist of expanded space for the University of St. Francis, a possible home for a high school by the Gary Diocese, commercial space for Ton and Blank construction, as well as a business park and technology center. The campus will include a state-of-the-art 600,000 square foot hospital, which will have approximately 160 beds for acute care. The 7-story facility will be home to urgent care, diagnostic testing, oncology and breast center, surgical center, and sports medicine and training. The design provides the ability for expansion in the years ahead.
As you can see, that's pretty impressive so far, and we were just very fortunate to continue to have a good working relationship and partnership with the Franciscan Health. And if you can see through just the naming rights of this facility, how they partner with the city going forward to make sure that this facility itself is very affordable to our residents and visitors. And Dr. McCormick, I know your team's here as well, so thank you for the continued partnership of providing here for the city of Crown Point. Let's put our hands together for Franciscan Health. Now tonight wouldn't be possible. Again, 2020 was a difficult year for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. And we had this event planned in March, and everybody that's here tonight continue their commitment to the city of Crown Point and wanting to be here and see the progress and just hear the positive news that comes out of the city going forward. So I appreciate you guys. Continue to honor and keep your commitment for this event tonight. But we couldn't do it without the help of Diversified Marketing, Andre and your team, our City Crown Point special events and parks department, our city employees, through many different things we're going to talk over tonight. But tonight so far is very seamless, and hopefully you're seeing what this Bulldog Park and this amphitheater, pavilion, and event center can actually bring to the City of Crown Point going forward. It's just not for this event, but for all walks of life that come through our community. So if we can put our hands together for our staff and our team to be able to put this event together tonight, thank you very much. The entertainment music, how was that, Frank Rowelia tonight? You kept it going, right? I heard a few shots of Freebird. He didn't play that, but we appreciate Frank and his artists coming out, and just you can see him across the anywhere in Crown Point from Square Roots. Sometimes you see it on top of the State Farm building, or not State Farm, or it's Rizzo Insurance. He's playing on the top of the roof up there, and people are just walking by and hear this music come out of nowhere. It's Frank playing music on the square. So he's very creative. He's very very good at what he does. So Frank, thanks again for being here tonight and entertaining our crowd before tonight's events. Okay, we're getting ready to start here tonight. I don't think we're ready with the video yet. We're going to do some introductions. And please hold your applause to the very end. And then when we're at the very end, we'll have everybody I've mentioned by name here. If you're in the audience, please stand up and get your recognition because it's a team effort here tonight. We're going to go ahead and start with just some recognition of our team leadership for the City of Crown Point. Greg Falkowski is our Chief of Staff. Mary Wise Nora is our Office Manager. Our Common Council representatives, Chad Jeffries with the 1st District, Don Stokes, 2nd District, Andrew Karras, 3rd District, Laura Sauerman, 4th District, Carol Droska, our 5th District, Scotty Vork at large, and Zach Bryant is also at large. Let's put a round of applause for that group of people right there. The Common Council also serves a lot of different boards and commissions, so I'm not going to go ahead and rename them on those other Plan Commission or BZA memberships or Historical Preservation. They all sit on there, so when we get to those offices, we're just going to recognize our civilian citizens groups at that time. Our current judge, Ken Jeffers, our clerk treasurer, Dave Benson, and his chief deputy, Betty Babjack. Let's give them a round of applause. Our Plan Commission members that are, like I said, are civilians are John Marshall, Dan Rahaley, Richard Day, Mike Conquest. Round of applause for all the hard work they've done in the Plan Commission, working with our city council members. Our BZA, Board of Zoning Appeals, Dick Sauerman, Nick Notovich, and Jeremy Taylor. Round of applause for that group. Historic Preservation Commission, Paul Bremer, Jim Kendall, Jolie Bollinger, Jim Chrisman, Todd Cabela, and Richard Osterley. Let's give a round of applause for that group working with our city council as well. And then our Redevelopment Commission, Brad Bossa, Tom Kyleman, Aaron McDermott, and our school representative, Tom Hoffman. Round of applause for that group. Board of Public Works and Safety, Robert Clemens, James Crook, Bill Gomez. If you're in the audience, I mentioned your name, please stand up so you can be recognized with the last round of applause here. Thank you very much. That is our city team leadership team, besides our department heads and our employees. Thank you for all you do and all the commitment you guys make back to the city of Crown Point. Okay, Sparrow did mention Mayor McDermott was here, and his lovely wife, our honorable judge, Marissa McDermott is here. So I see, where did Tom go? There's Tom, there he's back there. He's probably politicking to get one of these restaurants to move to Hammond. That's okay, Tom. But Tom and I have a real spirited competition. I always tell him we do it right in Crown Point first, and then he borrows it and takes it to Hammond. So congratulations on the volleyball, okay? And we appreciate the partnership that we have from Hammond all the way to Crown Point, because we'll be the first to say, when we work together as mayors, the region becomes a better place for quality of life. So let's put our hands together for Tom McDermott and Marissa for being in the audience here tonight. Thank you very much. So tonight behind me, you're going to see some snapshots and some pictures of some of our offices and what they've done. Typically, this part of the address kind of becomes a little long and sometimes boring. So we've made a commitment this year to really shorten this up so we get back to you guys enjoying yourselves here, the amenities here at Bulldog Park. But more importantly, just talk about some of the highlights that we've gone over the last couple of years. And when you start to combine the last 2 years, the last 24 months, it's amazing what has taken place and transformed here in the city of Crown Point for the quality of life that continues to make things be the best place to live, work, and play. And I'm telling you, Tom, here in the region. So we'll address that later in the speech. But we're going to start with our clerk treasurer's office by the leadership of our clerk treasurer, Dave Benson. Dave has really worked very hard to transform that office and create a new working environment. There's a ton of renovations that took place with the CARES Act dollars that came in. And if you had a chance, you've seen some of the videos behind us, or at least the pictures of what is transformed in that bottom floor of the City Hall, where you have a new foyer, a new walk-up window, a better way to engage with the clerk treasurer. So when you're there to do business and go through that process, it's really, really welcoming. And Dave and his entire team have done a great job of doing so. They've really talked about making sure that things are more with technology, the auto debit side. They've really made it easier for people to pay their bills online. And with the new world and Tyler technology that's gone through the system there, Dave, as a clerk treasurer, and his team have embraced that, what ultimately gives you guys the experience of a better opportunity to do things with our city in a very seamless and effortless way. We're not working harder, we're working smarter, and Dave's leading the charge with the clerk treasurer's office. Give him a round of applause. He's done a great job in the year and a half he's been in office. Next up is our legal department, led by David Nichols, and he has a team of attorneys with him that are really behind the scenes, and you really never want to see them. If you're not seeing them, they're doing their job tremendously, but they provide legal support, review for all departments, boards, and commissions, and they do a terrific job. And as you see the pictures behind me, he's recognizing his team and his staff who do it each and every day at the new remodeled Civic Center in downtown. So the legal office has their new digs down there as well. So Dave, thank you to you and your entire team and making sure that all our I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and Crown Point is doing everything in the straight and narrow. So thank you very much. So we kind of mentioned a little bit of that partnership with Franciscan Health and what they've done for the city of Crown Point. That has really opened the door for the opportunity for our next department, our HR department, Human Resources, led by Karen Marvin. And Karen is a department of one, and for the very first time, got a little bit of help this summer with an intern, with Haley being part of that program. So she becomes a department of 1.5. And it's a great job that she's done to work with our Franciscan Health partners, and bring that part together, healthy access. And I see Julie's here in the audience, and we've really bridged that opportunity for our employees to be engaged and do things that really, at the end of the day, save our taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now think about this, with healthcare costs on the rise nationally, for 4 consecutive years, okay, our claims and our approach to HSA dollars with our city employees have stayed completely streamlined across the board. That means we're able to reinvest dollars elsewhere, but still provide the quality care to our employees and their dependents and their spouses based on the partnership we have with our clinic, our partnership that led by Karen and her engagement of making sure those employees are taken care of. And it's just incredible. And then she was part of our COVID task force, which there was no playbook for. I'm sure everybody experienced that in their own workplace or at home, and you really didn't know what it was until the next day, and you learned from the day before. So this group, led by Karen Marvin through the HR department, really took that task force to heart and made sure that not only our citizens in Crown Point were given information, but our employees were made safe to provide quality, essential work for our community each and every day. So let's put our hands together for the 1.5 team of Karen and Haley for doing a job well done in the HR department. information technology, led by Adam Graber. And this one was not sure how we're going to really address this tonight, because I told them it's based on past performance and tonight's performance. And so far, everything so far has been going pretty good behind me through the mic checks, through his team over here. And so, Adam, I'm going to go ahead and continue with the accolades of your department at a high level here tonight. So congratulations for that. So he provides the technical support, all the electronic devices, communications, and networks for all departments, as well as keeping information up to date, accurate for the community. He developed a new webpage. If you haven't had a chance to go to crownpoint.in.gov, get on there, and there's a lot of things you can see what's happening in the city of Crown Point from all our departments, how to get engaged, how to get messages every Tuesday. And there's a new feature on there called See, Click, Fix. If you see something in the city of Crown Point, you take a picture of it, you get on our website, you download that in there, it immediately generates a ticket to you to let you know that that department has been notified of a situation in the city of Crown Point, fixing a pothole, a tree that needs to be taken down, whatever across the board that may be the case. That then goes right to the department head, and then you'll get direct communication back and forth from A to Z when that problem is resolved. And by having that new technology, that keeps the community engaged in what's happening. It keeps us on our toes to make sure that work order needs to be taken care of in a timely fashion. And also then at the end of the day, the quality of life is restored to its natural state. So Adam was the leader on putting that together, and he's done a terrific job of making sure tonight and all our events behind the scenes take place. And so let's put our hands together for Adam Graber for another successful 2 years of making Crown Point rise to the challenge. We're on to our police department and our public safety divisions and our fire department and EMA. We're going to start with our police department first under the leadership of Chief Pete Land. Over in 2020, we hired 3 new officers and 1 GSO officer. That GSO officer handles all the ordinance violations, and collectively now that puts us at 49 sworn police officers and 2 GSOs. That is the highest in the agency's history of the city of Crown Point. That is a commitment by our council, me as the mayor of the city of Crown Point, making sure that we're giving back and investing in our departments in a timely fashion. And public safety is very, very key to that whole operation. We also want to recognize that Corporal Don Wasserman in 2020, we weren't able to do that last year because of the pandemic, was the District 1 Officer of the Year. And so let's put our hands together for Don, especially for Corporal Wasserman, to be recognized. The police department couldn't do this by itself, though. So the reinvestment and the partnership we have, the Crown Point School Corporation, and providing 4 additional school resource officers that the school actually partners and helps fund, bridges that gap between the school and the police department and working with our students and making sure that relationship is not adversarial. It's something that you can approach and understand who those police officers are with the students. And we build that foundation early in life, especially at the student level side. It makes them much more of a productive citizen as they go into life, and they have that ability to bond with our officers going forward. So we thank our partners from the Community Crown Point School Corporation for partnering in that program. They're also ranked 4th safest community in the state of Indiana. Our uniform crime reports, absolutely, we should be applauded for that, because that's combined cities and towns. Our uniform crime reports are down by 15%. We had no homicides the last 2 years. We've had no aggravated assaults. Those things are all down because of our community policing, but more importantly, it's our partnership we have with the community itself, who reaches out and really respects our officers and the job they do in a cohesive manner. And so that working together really makes us a stronger community. So when we hear these national ranks and we hear the officers being recognized by the other agencies looking at us and engaging us to where we're at, they'll be the first to say, and I'm sure the chief will say this, it's because of the residents and our business owners working together as part of a team. So congratulations to our police departments, and they've done a great job of making community policing with the new Citizens Academy that will be taking place here in August. That's been coming back. And we've also, over the last 2 years, able to work with our city council, and we're very, very proud of this next part of this discussion, because the city of Crown Point has the lowest municipal tax rate of any city or town in Lake, Porter, or LaPorte County. 72 cents on the dollar is what we only collect. That's 2.5 times less than any municipality in Northwest Indiana. And by doing so, by growing and having our assessed valuation go up to their homes, we're able to go ahead and reinvest in departments such as our police department. By doing so, we kept the tax rate exactly the same last year, reinvest on our assessed valuation, and brought a $2 million bond back to the city of Crown Point that reinvested in all our departments, but especially our public safety. 18 new squad cars were purchased off this bond, and that we've transferred an additional 2 motorcycles. We were able to add an additional equipment to the fire department, EMA, across the board. So that is the commitment. I want to say thank you to our residents and business owners, because you guys are the ones doing it each and every day to raise your own values of your own business and residential side. I'll never apologize. I say this every time. I said every year, if your taxes go up in Crown Point, you're welcome, because we only collect 1%, 2%, 3%, right? So if you're worth more, we get more back. But we don't just go out and raise your tax rate. We keep it flat, but reinvest in infrastructure. So the police department and our fire departments were definitely recipients of that as well. So let's put our hands together for you doing what you guys do well out there as residents and business owners. The fire departments, under the leadership of Dave Crane, we've hired 4 new firefighters and paramedics. That gives us a total of 39 full-time firefighters, increasing each shift to 12 on each shift that goes out there. That is an all-time high for our fire department going forward. 75% of our calls for service, over 4,900 calls in 2020, and that was slightly down in 2019 for calls for service, were emergency medical service responses. Having those 12 firefighters on a shift allow us to have staffing of 4 complete ambulances at any given time, in addition to our ALS engine to support our community. That means that we're going to go out there as soon as that bell rings. Somebody is coming to your home or business as soon as that call comes through. Okay, we've done it many, many decades with volunteers, and we owe them a great dedicating. But most of those volunteers are still part of the fire family. But having these full-time firefighters hit the bell running, hit that thing on the streets, make our quality of life in the city of Crown Point much better. So we want to say thank you to the fire department, to all those paramedics and firefighters doing it each and every day. Thank you very much. Our third leg of our public safety is our EMA, Emergency Management Agency. And that was under the direction and director of Michael Wasaki. Just this weekend, right? I don't know how many of you guys had your phone go off at about midnight, letting you know that there was a tornado warning going on in the region, right? Everybody got that notice. Everybody got on their TV, looked to see what was coming their way. At that time, under the leadership of Mike Wasaki, we already had spotters through his team of volunteers who are trained to be in action for something like that. When I called and said, Mike, what do we got? What's coming to Crown Point? Are we in danger? What's happening? Mike was able to immediately provide information to us so we could share that information to the community itself. And his team does a terrific job. And again, I say this, they're volunteers. They get to come out, they get paid $20 for every event they come out to do, but they're out for hours upon hours. They don't do it for the dollars or that $20 stipend. They do it because they want to give back to the community and take some of the burden and relief off our other agency of police and fire so they can go and do what they do best and helping fill that void that's out there. And it's a 15-person active roster that logged over 2,000 volunteer hours per year. Again, they support our police and fire, our citizens, and to continue to promote and strengthen emergency preparedness, resilience, response, recovery to major emergencies and disasters in the community. They also support these events like this. So our car cruises, the farmers market, 4th of July, et cetera. So the next time you are one of the events here in the city of Crown Point, go up to our EMA and say thank you for being here to make sure that we're being safe and doing the things they do well. So let's put our hands together for all 3 of those departments who really support public safety in our city. Our next department is our Public Works Department, led by Terrence Sikora. Terry has a huge undertaking with probably the largest single department of employees under his realm. And he has a lot of help below him. He's got his superintendents, he's got his mid-level management below him. But he works to make sure that engineering, street department, utilities, wastewater treatment plant, and maintenance department has all the tools that they need to have. Think about this. I mean, in 2020, when the pandemic took place, with everybody staying home and not going to work and staying here in the city of Crown Points, you actually contributed to what they do each and every day, okay? Just think about that. We're not at your normal place of business. We're not outside the city. You guys are all home using your bathrooms. Okay, so his workload probably went up tremendously to make sure that plant was making sure that you guys didn't have issues with any of your sanitary. And we talk about it each and every day. These are some of the things that are unglamorous, things that are underground, your water, right? Your stormwater projects and stuff like that. These are things that actually each and every day that unless it's not working, we kind of take for granted sometimes. And it's through their leadership with Terry to making sure his team has the tools to do their jobs. He's on top of it 24/7, and that department makes sure that they operate all these utilities so that way we don't have to get that phone call and you can enjoy that quality of life that really makes those investments go higher. So let's put our hands together for Terry, his team, making sure our utilities run tremendously in the city of Crown Point. Building and planning. Well, if you live under a rock here in Crown Point, you wouldn't see anything that's going on, but all you don't. We've been building, we've been planning, and we've been reinvesting in our city. And the things that are taking place in 2019 and 2020 were over 313 new single-family home starts. Now, not all of those were just recently approved by the Plan Commission. These are things that were still in the book since 2008 when the housing recession took place. So these are still filling the voids of some of those areas that were already planted. But that had an average home cost of $370,000, which equates to over $132 million in new investment. Total commercial and industrial, $56 million. That's over $190 million over the last 2 years reinvested. Some of those major projects were in the Beacon Hill area, office space, support services, other restaurants that were complementing that corridor, and creating a ton of medical field type of positions out here, which are complementing everybody with higher raising paying positions, but also making Crown Point one of the best known locations in Lake County for all your medical needs. Lakeshore Bone and Joint was opened this year, but was built last year, a $15 million plus project. If you're outside of Crown Point and don't live here, you can finally stay coming here at the end of July in a hotel by Hampton Inn by the Marriott property in Jeff Good. You can actually stay here in the city instead of those taillights leaving. We've been big supporters of Maryville and Hobart and the CVA with the hotels that go out there. But we're going to be a little selfish now and keep those dollars here in Crown Point a little longer so they continue to support our businesses. So that's exciting news as well. Some of the new future things are going to be happening in the city of Crown Point. The Sourwoods Woods project. Again, we're talking about infrastructure. The Little Cal River Basin Commission has dedicated $2.6 million towards the city of Crown Point and matching some funds in the city so we continue to work on our investment in stormwater in the city of Crown Point. There's a lot of things happening. We got roads being done. We've got over $10 million of road infrastructure each and every year now. When I first took office in 2008, we were investing about $2.5 million in our roads. We're going over $10 million with federal, state, community crossing grants, private partnerships, reinvesting in our location here. And again, trust me when I say this here, we're not talking about 109th next year. We're talking about 109th being completed this year, and we'll be really talking about the fruits of that labor in next year's speech and how much that makes a transition for the Broadway corridor on 109th. So those are all positive projects happening currently in the city of Crown Point. Absolutely, let's applaud for that, right? I told you I was going to make it brief tonight, so we're almost to the conclusion here, okay? So we get back to enjoying our hospitality here, our food services, our beverage carts. We want you guys to continue to have a great time here in Bulldog Park. What a great facility this is. And we couldn't do it. Again, we talk about our sponsors. Our sponsorships are on the banners up and stuff like that stuff. But we wanted to make sure you knew that the Dean and Barbara White Foundation has been a big partner in transforming the city of Crown Point. The teamwork that we've actually put out there has opened those doors for the not-for-profits, those foundations, the hospitals that come forward, but also our businesses to be a big supporter here. It's the teamwork that we talk about that brings us all together. We talk about building a stronger community from within. That tagline means so much to us because it resonates so true with the partnerships we have, and you can put anybody's name behind that, and what they do for the city contributes to the quality of life here in the city of Crown Point. And when we talk about our tax rate being the best, our quality of life being part of the fabric of our community, it grows, our schools, our teachers, our low crime rates, our parks and amenities, all those things collectively come together and make us what we are here in the city of Crown Point. And I am proud to say that this teamwork that we've assembled here across the board has allowed us once again for the 14th consecutive year by the Times Media and the best of the region to be voted the best place to live, work, and play, and the best downtown. And numerous other awards take place with our private side, with our business community itself, is the reason why we do what we do each and every day. So thank you to all of you. We're going to watch the last video. That being said, the bar is still going to be open. The food vendors are still giving food. We appreciate the partnership across the board we have with everybody that's here tonight. So thank you from my office to our city council and our elected officials, our clerk treasurer, our boards and commission, every resident of our family of 30,000 people in our business community. We say thank you for making Crown Point what it is today, a great place to work, live, and play. Thank you for coming out to our State of the City. Thank you all our award winners tonight for your longevity. And thank you to those students who give out so much to volunteer and set the example for the student body behind them. So congratulations, everybody. Thank you.